Well, good morning. How are you all today? And welcome to the Stonemont Coffee Club. Boy, we have a lot to cover today. Man, we've got, well, before I tell you what we've got, it is Cinco de Mayo. We're going to talk about that we're going to start off with that. Don't worry, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. You know what Cinco de Mayo is? I'll tell you in just a second. But if you have come upon us, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's good to have you. You have come upon the Stonemont Coffee Club, where we talk about the news of the day every day, because I don't combine the news of the day necessarily with the preparedness aspect of the channel, but I know a lot of people want to know about the news of the day, and they've asked me to give my take on it, so that's why we do this. And we do this every weekday, Monday through Friday, whenever I start my second cup of coffee, whenever that may be, and then I grab my mug, which many of you have already ordered. Matter of fact, we're shipping a bunch more out today. So it looks like, and I was signing books here. Oh, I'll tell you something about that in a minute. Uh, but these are the official mugs. If you don't have yours yet, and if you haven't ordered yours, you can do it through our website, stonemont.us, and it has that guy right there. He's not me. He's an AI guy that I made up. And it says some people drink coffee to wake up. We wake up to drink coffee and to get together and talk about what's going on in the world. Right there, it shows you that you would be an official member of the Stonemont Coffee Club. So whatever you're drinking out of today, get it. But everything tastes better of it, a Stonemont Coffee Club mug. And so there you go. Let me take a sip, and we're going to get started on this. So we've got a lot. I know everybody's talking about World War III out there, or World War 111, as Ilhan Omar would say. You know what I'm referring to there, right? You know, did you see her when she was reading that speech? And she says, called it World War 11. Okay. And these are the people that have come to our country, who hate our country, but who Americans have voted into to representing them in their Congress, right? Did you also know, and you know, this is something, I'm not going to build a story around this, but a lot of people I realize didn't know that because everything is going on over there in the Middle East, you know, with Israel and Iran and all that kind of stuff. Did you know that Netanyahu gave or facilitated the giving of $38 million a month to Hamas? Did you know that? See, that's the kind of things we know here, and that we pass on and we talk about. Well, he did. And you can look it up. You can find it. Just find it on your own. It's not one of today's stories, but there you go. And before we go any farther, I'll tell you what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about an alien invasion. We're gonna talk about, or what people are saying is an alien invasion. You know, aliens. A Muslim-only day at a Texas water park. Secret Service agents and teachers can't seem to keep their hands out of their pants. Another illegal alien, not the spacey kind, but you know, from down south, rapes another 14-year-old girl, or 17, whatever, rapes another, gets the girl drunk and rapes her. You know, committing rapes that Americans won't commit, right? Government drones surveilling your backyard for your garden, see what kind of food you're putting out or stocking up or whatever like that. So we're going to talk about those today. Before we do that, I want to remind you that this and all of my videos are brought to you by my books, the Stonemont series. The series that many people call the best post-apocalyptic series they've ever read. It's a story of a prepared family who, as a result of their preparedness, was not only able to continue living well after a total collapse of everything, the result of a CME, but was able to go out and help other people and start to rebuild community and society. And you can get if you want to know how much people like these books, I've mentioned on here a number of times before that people have told me they have read through the whole series 5 times, and I'm still learning. It's packed with lessons, but it is such a great story. People tell me that, and I thank them because I wrote it. But you won't even learn. You won't realize how much you're learning. because you'll love the story so much. So they've read it through 5 times, and while I was signing some books, I saw an order come in, and this guy, I won't identify him. His name's Nick. I won't say the rest. He says, "This is the 14th complete set I have ordered. Please autograph them to such and such," and it's a PD firearms instructor. There are people who buy these, so this Nick has bought 14 sets to give these to people that he thinks these are important enough to give them to. So if you are interested in that, if you are interested in real preparedness, which you ought to be, because we need to be prepared. The things that are going on in this world, who knows what's going to happen next, right? Or if you just love a great post-apocalyptic story, people say you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn, you'll do everything. You can get them. You can get them a couple of different ways. You can get them through Amazon, and that link's down below, or you can get them a much better way, the way that I love you to get them, and that is directly from me through our website, stonemont.us. Links down below. And when you do it that way, I sign each one for you. I write a note in each one to you, and you can buy the whole set, which you cannot do through Amazon, and you get a break on the price. And I toss in the Stonemont notebook, which people love. You'll need this to write all your questions, your notes, your lessons, everything. You will love them. So there you go. Get them while they're hot. Well, they're always hot. So what's today? Okay, Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May. You know what that is? It commemorates the Mexican army's victory over France in the Battle of Puebla on May 5, 1862. You know, that was after losing the war to the Texans down there. You know, they needed something to get their mojo back. So, you know, whenever anybody needs to win a war, they fight the French, right? Who's calling me? Oh, somebody just sent me a message. Says, these books are gold. My books. Thank you. They are. But they don't cost the inflated price of gold. Okay. Today, what day is today? It's National Hoagie Day. It is National Hand Hygiene Day. It is National Nail Day. Not you carpenters out there, but the ladies with their nails. And I think those are all self-explanatory. Eat a hoagie, wash your hands. Well, wash your hands before you eat a hoagie. Get your nails done for you ladies. And I don't think any males who watch my channel do their nails, right? It's not a male nail. And the last one, which I'm not sure what it's about, and I was afraid to look into it, is Poem on Your Pillow Day. It doesn't sound like it's anything that would appeal to me. I wrote a poem for Kelly one time. Roses are red, violets are blue. Maybe you've heard of it, have you? Okay. First story. Epic Waters in Grand Prairie, Texas. It's a water park. They announced a Muslims-only day. They've quickly backtracked on that after a lot of outrage down there, but that's okay. So posters for the event say it will be a Muslim-only day to create a family-friendly environment with tickets starting at $55 each. Well, we all know that anybody who's not a Muslim isn't family friendly, right? Isn't that the message that they're sending to? Are you guys as sick of this stuff as I am? Rush would be, right? Let's think about this. Let's talk about this. The water park's website notes that men and women will not be separated during the event. Oh, that's good. But attendees are told to uphold Islamic etiquette by lowering the gaze throughout the day. Please follow the event's modest dress code and practice Hayya. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Hayya! Modesty, it means. Through respectful behavior, the event says. Respectful behavior. Kaboom. All attendees are expected to dress in accordance with Islamic values. And the water park says all swimwear must meet Muslim guidelines. So for all you Texans down there, you know who built Texas? All you cowboys and cowgirls and otherwise Texans and oil field workers and everybody who made Texas the great place that it is, or at least used to be, and hopefully will be again. Now, you may not wear your American garb. You must dress like a Muslim. On a scale of 1 to 10, how disgusting is that? About a 14. Tim Dillon. Who is Tim Dillon? By the way, I have no idea who he is, but I saw this. This is on Alex Jones has a new website or I don't know, something like that. I stumbled across this. And on this, it says Tim Dillon says something here. And I didn't take the time to look up who Tim Dillon is. I've heard the name. Who is he? You guys can tell me. Tim Dillon warned, oh, you know what? I'll say that. He warns that the government is planning to stage a fake alien invasion. What do you think about that? Well, a couple of things, occur to me. So, a fake alien invasion, and as opposed to the real alien invasion, right? We've been experiencing here in America for a long time, from up north and down south and across the seas, and bringing in those invasions, to take our mind off, to be the distraction, because all these things that are supposed to be distractions from everything else, but which were distractions themselves, to take everybody's mind and unify us against a common enemy, like Pearl Harbor, the Twin Towers, things like that. And so I guess we're going to have a bunch of spacemen, they're saying, coming down. Who was it? War of the Worlds by, what's his name? What was his name? Oh, man. The fat guy. The fat guy. You know who I mean, the fat guy, right? Oh, that's fat shaming. No, it's just descriptive. Who? Orson Welles. Remember when he came on and he did that radio show way back in the 30s and saying that Martians had landed in New Jersey or someplace, and it just drove everybody nuts. I mean, people just, that was back when people believed everything that they heard on the radio, right? You know what I was going to say then? I couldn't wait to get back home to get a good cup of coffee. I didn't have the only bad thing about our trip to Des Moines was that the coffee, everywhere I went, was horrible, horrible coffee. And finally, I couldn't wait to get back to my Folgers Instant. So I'll take one more sip and then we'll keep on talking about these aliens. So these aren't the kind of aliens that are apparently, I don't know, maybe the aliens that keep on raping and murdering our women here and killing people on the highway because they drive drunk. Of course, there used to be a psychologist in Kansas City. He had a radio show. His name was Marshall Saper. I liked the guy. He was also the shrink for the police department. He would occasionally do these shows, and he'd be addressing this alien stuff. He says, why is it that whenever somebody says that they were, abducted by an alien, and of course today people are abducted by aliens, but it's usually, south of the border aliens. Why is it when they come back they always want to say how they had their private parts diddled with? Well, I don't know. Maybe that's what people are. Okay. Speaking of private parts and diddling, apparently teachers and Secret Service agents just can't keep their hands out of their pants. Oh, let me go back for just a second. I was going to ask you this question. Say an alien invasion did come. So remember, if you hear the ones there, it's not real. But say it was. What would you do? What would you do? I told the story one time. I told it out at the gathering, also the integrative preparedness gathering last year. But the most nervous I ever was when I was doing my time in law enforcement. was when I was sent out to look for UFOs. I mean, because I had a shotgun. They had got death rays and stuff. So anyway, so what would you do? Tell me, what would you do if there was an alien invasion? But back to private parts and diddling. Secret Service agent was arrested for alleged public imturbation. You know what that is, right? I'm not sure if I can say that on here, so I won't say it. Imturbation. We all know what that is in Miami. Let's get a look at this guy, because I love to make these people famous. Don't you? Don't you just like to look at them? Okay, I'm going to show you his picture. Now tell me if he doesn't look like a intubator. You know, doesn't he? He kind of does. I mean, I'd look at him and I'd say, you look like an intubator to me. Well, police arrested, let's see what, John Spillman. Oh, what an unfortunate name that was. I didn't realize that. I didn't read it before. Oh, good Lord. John Spillman. An agent with the United States Secret Service, allegedly for public imturbation in Miami, Florida on Monday. Mr. Spillman, age 33, had been to Miami to work exterior security for President Donald Trump's appearance at the PGA Tour's Cadillac Championship on Sunday, per CNBC. Apparently, his agent in charge didn't instruct him to keep his putter in the bag. Kind of a reference. Do you remember Johnny Carson's joke when he was interviewing, was it Arnold Palmer's wife? I won't say it on here. Look it up. You know, the incident involving Spillman again occurred at the DoubleTree by Hilton Miami Airport and Convention Center. Blah 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 on Sunday night, which they arrest report by Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, according to WSVN 7 News. Hotel guests told investigators they were in the lobby around midnight when Spillman followed them up. They later reported seeing the defendant intubating next to their hotel room. Okay, now I got to get a mental picture of this, right? He followed him up to the room. He's standing outside, what does it say? Outside their door? Next to their hotel room. So I'm assuming, you know, picture him. Picture that guy standing in a hotel hallway outside somebody's room, intubating. Security personnel later found the defendant with his pants lowered and intubating on the 6th floor. Richard McCauley, oh, let's see what the Secret Service has to say about this, all right? Richard McCauley, chief of the U.S. Secret Service Police, called the alleged conduct unacceptable. Unacceptable. We don't find that acceptable, Mr. Spillman. That wasn't a part of your training. I assume. I don't know. I never went through Secret Service. Well, I did. I went through their driving school. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But I never went through the intubate. I never went through the rest, and I don't know whether they covered this or not. And I don't, when he said it was unacceptable, I'm not sure if it was, just the manner or the technique or simply totally. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you used to be able to think that you would know what to say, right? Anymore, what? Things have changed. Here we go. A middle school teacher staying on the, and I don't mean to stay on this. I mean, I don't mean to stay on the intubating, but good grief. Good grief. Middle school teacher. How often do we see stories about teachers? Oh, good grief. Middle school teacher accused of creating 100 plus child sex abuse images with AI and intubating to them at work. Okay. In Nebraska. Now, you might think this happens in New York City or Los Angeles. There's one of those holes of perversion, that we were always told to. No, this wasn't there. It was in Nebraska. Nebraska. Home of the most normal people. No, I know some people from Nebraska. They're not necessarily normal. But anyway, not as normal as Iowans. Midwest humor. A Nebraska middle school teacher is accused of utilizing artificial intelligence. Let's get a look at this turd. Can I say that on here? I don't know. Anyway, he's 47 years old. His name is Matthew Lund. So let's get a look at his picture before we read all about it. There he is. There's the teacher. There is the imturbating teacher. Yeah. You know anybody up in Nebraska? You might want to warn him about this guy. So, he's accused of utilizing artificial intelligence to create more than 100 child sex abuse images, and the teacher allegedly imturbated to the disturbing child pornography while at school. I mean, not that it would have been better anyplace else under these circumstances, but at school. I imagine that the school will follow the Secret Service's guideline and say they find this unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. We put locks on the doors for a reason, right? Okay. Teacher allegedly imturbated to the disturbing child pornography while at school, according to multiple reports. The Nebraska State Patrol said in a statement that 47-year-old Matthew Lund, again, there's a Matthew, was arrested at his Omaha home at approximately 6:15 a.m. April 22nd. Lund was booked into the Douglas County Corrections and charged with possession of child sexual abuse material and distribution of child sexual abuse material. A judge sent Lund's at bond at $1 million. Well, finally, a judge who does what they ought to. They set it at $1 million. I was afraid it was going to be released on his own recognizance with a promise not to do this again until he comes back to court. $1 million during an April 23rd court appearance. Lund was ordered not to have contact with anyone under 19 years old and to wear a GPS monitor. Well, I'm 72 and I don't want him to have contact with me. Right? Oh, we will. If we remember, we'll keep track of what happens to Mr. Lund. I was going to say that jail is not, usually the place for to where these kiddie porn folks do very well. But heck, as many as there are, maybe that's all there are in prison anymore, right? Okay, woman charged with. Here we go back to Texas. Another Texas story, because there's a lot goes on in Texas. Well, you know the old saying, "Don't mess with Texas." Well, there's a lot of people messing with Texas, right? I think we need a new bumper sticker. Woman charged with terrorism for setting fire to a Texas GOP office. A New Braunfels, Texas. I don't know where that is, but you folks in New Braunfels know where it is. Texas woman arrested in January for setting fire to a county Republican Party's headquarters was charged with terrorism. Good. Grace Carol Brown. Should we look at? Let's look at Grace Carol. We always like to do this. We like to see who we're talking about. There is Grace Carol. Doesn't she look happy? Doesn't she look like the kind of person that you would want living next to you along with Mr. Lund? Grace Carol Brown was arrested January 22 by the New Braunfels Police Department on suspicion of arson and burglary after employees at the Comal County Republican Party headquarters discovered the building had been broken into and a small fire had been set on January 14, according to blah, blah, blah. A Comal County grand jury added the terrorism charge on April 15 that San Antonio News Express reported. A small fire had been set. What does her shirt say? I can't tell. It doesn't matter. I don't know. It looked to me like a small fire is about all she could set, right? You know, sometimes we are protected by nothing more than the stupidity and inadequacy of the people trying to do harm to us, aren't we? Okay, just in. Driver plows, actually not just in because I printed this last night. Driver plows car into a market crowd in the German city of Leipzig. Leipzig? I don't know, I've never been there. At least 2 dead and several injured. Well, I read this morning that the number of injured has blown up to 80, and that the guy, we don't have a picture of him. The guy was known to police. He had just been released apparently on some psychiatric situation and decided to drive his car. Drove at 30 miles an hour is what I read. Imagine, it could have been worse, right? Well, not for the people who died. I don't mean to make light of that. That's not at all what I meant. But a man claims that government drones have been surveilling backyard food gardens. I wonder if they surveilled Mr. Lund's backyard, see what was going on back there. A video going viral on social media features a man claiming he discovered the government possesses drone footage of his backyard garden. Now, I'd be interested. Let me know if for any of you guys that would like to look up your own FOIA file. Let me know if you've seen drones over you. I have seen. I have to admit, I'd forgotten about this, to be honest. I did see a drone flying over my backyard a couple of years ago. Okay. So this is what this guy says. He says, "You guys, I'm freaking out right now. I did a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request on my name, and this is what I got." The man says, adding, "This is drone surveillance video of my yard, of my private property, looking for food, looking for me growing food on my private property." And I did see the video, but I don't know how to put it on here for you. "Not only am I freaked out, but I'm furious," he continues. "I'm furious. Everyone should be furious. We need to talk about this. Send this to someone who you think is growing food and would also be on the government watch list, because this is not okay." This is not okay. The kind of the same as this is not acceptable. Okay? Weak language by weak people. This is not okay. Well, how about that? I believe it. Do you believe it? I think probably many of you do. Some people out there making, oh, they don't care. Well, you know, if they want to control, the old saying, right? Control the food, control the people. We see what they're doing with our food supply. We see what they're doing. Well, in my book, I wrote about the National Guard that came by and tried to take all of Stonemont's food and what happened to him. Again, if you want to know how to handle problems in the world, the Stonemont books will tell you how to handle problems, won't they, those of you who have read them? So, yeah, I can see this. I don't know. I can see this happening. How about you all? You see it happening? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever heard of it? Let me know, right? Oh, by the way, I almost said let me know in the comments, but hey, would you give this video a hype? You know, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Yeah, I saw aliens, you know, surveilling my backyard for my food forest or whatever, and give it a hype. I guess they have a new button on there that says hype. Hit the hype. They say that it drives traffic, and we'd like a lot of people to be able to come in and enjoy the reading of the daily news with us, wouldn't we? Illegal alien accused of, this isn't the space alien, this is just the normal illegal alien that they've invited into our country to do things that apparently Americans weren't doing enough of. Illegal alien accused of raping underage Florida girl after plying her with alcohol. His name is Melchor Alcarez. There's Melchor. What a fine, upstanding, you know, where did this happen? Let's see. Florida. Charlotte County, Florida. Well, I was going to say, if it had been out in L.A., he'd probably be voting in the next in the next election. But there's Melchor Alcaraz. And Melchor, apparently, he got this little underage girl into his place and plied her with alcohol. Don't you love that word, plying? Plied her with alcohol. She refused repeatedly, but finally gave in. I'll just read this. Okay. An illegal alien is accused of raping an underage girl after plying her with alcohol in Charlotte County, Florida. Here we are with yet another individual who couldn't keep his hands off a juvenile, Sheriff Bill Prummel said. Right. I am running out of ways to say how disgusting sex crimes are, especially when there is a child involved, Prummel said. I agree. To make it even worse, this individual is in the U.S. illegally. For now, anyway. This should not have happened, and my heart goes out to the young lady and her family. Well, I think all of ours do. How should he be returned to his home country, do you think? There's something to think about, after we do what we want to with him, which is not going to be pleasant for him. How should he be returned? Catapult? Los Angeles, in the final news of the day. Los Angeles Democrats, who else, seek to open door to foreigners like Mr. Alcaraz voting in city elections. Now, you might say, well, yes, but Steve, but that doesn't include illegal aliens. Well, then you need to listen to the next sentence here. Democrats on the Los Angeles City Council are hoping to potentially open the door to foreigners, including illegal aliens, voting in city elections. The proposal put forward by Councilman Hugo Soto Martinez. Huge surprise there, right? Huge surprise. Mr. Soto Martinez, with a big D, would ask voters on the November election ballot whether the Los Angeles City Charter should be amended so that the council could discuss the plan to allow foreign nationals to vote in city elections. Kind of like they let people in our Department of Defense also have dual citizenship and wear their Israeli IDF uniforms to work. You remember that, right? When did America stop becoming America? Stop being America? When did America stop being America? What's it going to take to return it? It just says, should we amend the city charter to allow the city council to explore this in the future? Soto Martinez, it's always the way it is. We just want to look at it. We just want to let the camel get his nose in the tent. In New York City, Democrats on the city council similarly sought to open city elections to foreign nationals, including illegal aliens. What do you think about that? Try to express your thoughts without using too much vulgarity, okay? So there we have the news of the day for that. It is Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. And I'm sure there's other news out there. I'm going to go up and watch it. But share this. Share this. Because we like having more people on here. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about all these things. And a final reminder, if you haven't read them yet, read the Stonemont series. The solutions to a lot of problems are in here. You'll love the story. You'll learn a lot. And if you get them from me, I love it when you get it from me. I get to sign each one for you, write a note in each one to you, and then it's like we're friends, right? Okay, well, and some of us, we are friends. All right. You guys have a good day. We will see you tomorrow tomorrow Wednesday, right? 6 de Mayo. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it is. It's 6 de Mayo. Whatever that is, it'll be 6 de Mayo for us, and for the rest of us, it'll be the 6th of May. So you all have a great day. Keep touch of what's going on. Share this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.